sparked so much curiosity in me that you say that you don't feel comfortable speaking to a woman, right? So it's like, so what's going on between the dynamic of males and females that females aren't making men feel comfortable in speaking about their vulnerable emotions? Like, of course, part of it I think is like, yes, camaraderie, and like you feel like you can relax because it's like you feel like you can understand. But to another extent, it's like, what are women doing in today's society that are making men afraid and that are castrating them?
Yeah, that's a deep thing because I'll be honest with you, the masculinity thing, it started even before this, but now I think I'm deeper into it because I would really want to understand it. But just a few years ago, my female friends, I noticed that all of them were having issues with the guys. They
Mm-hmm.
would always talk to me like, can I talk to you about my relationship? And I'm like, okay, cool. And every single one of them, I would say 5 girls, all the guys that they were dating were bums. They weren't work. They
Mm-hmm.
played video games all day. They weren't holding a job. So the girl not only was providing
Mm-hmm.
the emotional support, she was also providing all the income. And I was like, whoa, this is really weird.
Right.
Um, so I don't know what's been happening, honestly, in our
Yeah, the,
society.
the 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 scales have been tipped, and like the women, like they took their power, and now they like, it's like all, I think it's like all, now they do everything, and then the men are like, well, they do everything, like I don't need to do anything. There's this confusion, and even in the dating world, I've heard so many men being like, oh my God, like thank you for allowing me to open the door for you, and I was like, of course. And I was like, of course. I was like, what's going on? They were like, there are apparently a lot of women that are just so into this independent woman that they are like, no, like I can open my own door. Like, it's not about that. It's like, we got to bring back the
No,
chivalry and
you're
like,
thinking of, okay, for younger guys, like I have friends that are in their 20s,
mm-hmm.
and man, when I listen to them talk about dating, it's so weird to me because they're afraid. They're
Exactly.
afraid to approach a girl. There was a tweet that went viral, and the guy was like, "Oh, I'm at a coffee shop. There's a girl that I really like. What do I do? How do I? Can someone help me?" And one guy approaches, he's like, "Just go up and talk to her." But it's mind-boggling that men today, and I think part of it is because of the phone. We live so in a digital world that we're forgetting how to communicate in person and look eye to eye how to approach a woman. For men, how to approach a
Right.
woman. I'm like, what's happening?
Totally.
That when I was a teenager.
Totally. And I'll say that on the female side, I think that the women are, because listen, it takes two to tango, right? And like, yes, definitely the men feel empowered to go up and talk to. I mean, that's the whole thing. We want to feel courted. We want to feel like, oh, like you're flirting with me, or whatever. Like yesterday I was driving down West Hollywood, and there was this guy running like without his shirt on. I saw him, and he was like totally flirting with me. He was like, he pointed at me, and I was like, I flirted with him again. So it's like, we have to be okay with interacting, but on the women's side, we have to let our guard down. At least
You
when it,
feel that's what's happening with women? They have these huge guards up.
I think so. Yeah, I think so, especially because of everything that's happened with the Me Too movement and everything. And I think that definitely we have to hold the sensitivity of, of what's happened. But at the same time, because I've taken a lot of feminine grace courses and things like that. And what it is that she said, like, I think the person, she was like, be a man at work, but be a woman at home. So like, if and this is between the male and the female dynamic, like when your man comes home, like you need to melt into his arms. You need to like lower it down, and you need to tap into your heart, and you need to get soft. And it's not like this, like, the energy that you bring into work. So there has to be a dance between the males and the females, where also the males sometimes, can be more nurturing and feminine in like understanding women's emotions when we are so emotional, but then also taking the lead in direction. Because women without direction, we feel confused and lost. We don't know what's going on.